All right, it's a little quiet in here. It's a little quiet in here. Can we hype them up a little bit? Let's hype them up. Let's get it started. Let them know what we do. All right, only 17 of you guys got the Academic Honors Award. Congratulations. You guys excited? You awake? You with us? Let's go. All right, there we go. They're ready. Let's go. Let's go. Let's show them how we do it. Let's go. That's right. We got to get the royal blue. Let's get this on. All right, there we go. This is my signatures. All right, they got it. They got the point. All right, I think they got it. Again, I just want to say that if that intro wasn't enough indication that this is going to be an interactive presentation, then I don't know what else is going to be. So I don't want to be here talking to myself. I just want to encourage you all to just tap in and hear what I have to say. But first off, how are you guys feeling? You excited? You should be. You should be, because this is a celebration of your academic accomplishments. And I first want to start off by saying congratulations. But let's be honest, how many of you guys were forced to be here? Was your parents told you had to come? You guys really wanted to come out? I mean, I know some of you guys came because your parents told you to. Some of you guys skipped practice. You skipped playing Fortnite. You skipped the much needed nap or TikTok scrolling just to sit here and listen to me talk. And if that wasn't enough, you don't even know who I am. But let me fix that. So my name is Derald Gray, and I'm the best DJ in Indiana. And if you went to high school with me over 10 years ago at Elkhart Central, before it was a conjoined school, then you would know that my nickname was Slimy D. Don't ask me why, just know that the nickname stuck and I had to live with it. But here's what you really need to know. I'm standing in front of you today because I figured out something that most people don't learn until they're twice your age. So my goal tonight is to put you guys 10 years ahead of the game. So if you want real success, real freedom, and real respect, lean in, lock in, and listen up. Because in the next 10 minutes, my goal is to give you free game and 5 lessons that'll change how you move forever. So this is my first lesson, is to be open to unexpected opportunities. So how many of you guys knew exactly, or how many of you guys know right now exactly what you want to do after high school? Raise a hand. Who knows exactly what they want to do after high school? Okay. And be honest, how many of you guys have no clue? You're just hoping for the best. And that's all right too. And I want to point out those who admitted it, because that is completely fine. Because let me tell you something. Life is unexpected, and it takes you in directions you never see coming. You see, when I was in high school, I was just vibing. I was DJing some house parties for fun. It was nothing serious. And then in college, I started DJing in my fraternity basement. And now I'm DJing at some of the biggest venues in the Midwest. But I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be a DJ. No, that's not what happened. I stayed open to opportunities that were in front of me. And when I saw a lane, I took it. So whatever your dream is, I encourage you to go harder. You don't have to have it all figured out today. You just need to take the first step and be ready when that moment comes. Now I want you to think about your dreams. Really visualize it. So I want you guys to close your eyes for just the next 15 seconds. And picture yourself in 5 years. And then picture yourself in 10 years. And can you picture yourself in 20 years? You see, some of you guys have dreams that people don't get right now. And that's okay, because you're not supposed to get it. It's your vision, and it's not theirs. So this leads me to my second lesson. Nobody is coming to save you. So by a show of hands, who here has waited last minute to turn in an assignment, low-key hoping that the teacher would forget, right? All right? So tell me this. Who has ever tried to email a teacher with, my Wi-Fi went out excuse? I know that was mine. Hey, my Wi-Fi went out. I just couldn't send it in. I'm sorry, And you see, that might work in high school, but in real life, if you don't do the work, then you can't eat. And for me, if I book a wedding and I don't show up, I'm out of business. So when I graduated, I got a job at the WNDU news station. And it was cool. Like Mr. Anderson said, I got an Emmy nomination. And I was on TV sets, and my work was seen by thousands of people. But one day I woke up and realized that I didn't want to ask permission for my paycheck. I didn't want to clock in and out on someone else's schedule. And I didn't want to live with my parents forever. I don't think any of you guys want to do that either, unless you really like your parents, And more importantly, I didn't want to make $15 an hour, especially in this economy. I knew that I wanted more out of life. So I made a decision. I was going to bet on myself. And now I wake up when I'm done sleeping. I take vacations when I feel like it. And that's because I put in the work to build something of my own. So here's what I need you guys to understand. Nobody is coming to hand you success. You have to take it, because nobody built this life for me. I built it for myself, and I know you guys can do the same. And so the sooner that you realize that, the sooner you can start moving like what I like to call a big dog. Sooner you realize that, you can start moving like a big dog, and more on that later. So my third lesson is to bet on yourself even when no one else does. So too many people are out here following the crowd, doing what's expected, and playing it safe. So let me tell you a secret. Playing it safe doesn't get you legendary. When I started DJing, people didn't take it seriously. They thought it was a hobby. All right, so my fiance wanted me to tell you one story about my high school days. So I'll tell you one story about when I was Slimy D all those years ago. So the last Elkhart High School party that I DJ'd, and that was just with an Android phone and an aux cable. And then someone had yelled out at that party, "The cops are coming." All of us kids started scrambling, and I took off in my car so fast that I almost hit somebody, but I didn't, thankfully. Everyone was okay. Cops never came. It was just a rumor. But who would guess that that same guy who was playing music on his phone all those years ago would eventually run a six-figure company? But I saw the vision, and I saw where it could be. And when I started my own business, people thought that I was crazy for want to make DJing my career. They thought I was crazy for leaving a stable job at the news station. They were saying that same guy who was at that high school party, who was playing music on his phone, they thought it was laughable. But I didn't listen, because I knew if I don't believe in myself, why should anybody else? So now the same people who doubted me, they call my phone. They say, "Hey, bro, can you put me on? Can you let me hold $20? Can you DJ my cousin's graduations?" No, I can't do any of those things, but I will DJ your graduation if you give me a call. All right? So, if you want to be great, you got to be okay by standing alone sometimes. Because when you bet on yourself and put in the work, then eventually they'll have no choice but to respect it. So my fourth lesson is your work ethic will always set you apart. So let's be honest. You guys are some of the brightest students here in Elkhart. So how many of you guys barely study and still pass? Anybody barely study and still pass? All right, there we go. Okay. And some of you guys never took notes in your life, maybe only a couple times, but you still aced every test. But hey, you guys got awards tonight, right? You got your patches right there, so it must be working. But here's the truth. You might be the smartest person in this room, but if you don't have work ethic, then someone less talented than you is going to pass you up. Because when I started DJing, I wasn't the best. The music selection, it was decent, but I outworked everybody. I studied music, I studied communication, I practiced my sets, I built connections, and I practiced dancing like I was an underpaid TikTok influencer. And now, I'm running a company that's done over 300 events and has over 200 5-star reviews. But meanwhile, the people who do have more talent than me, they're still watching from the sidelines. They're working at jobs they hate because they didn't go all in on their passions. They're hating because they see the success, but they don't see the work behind the scenes. And I know some of you guys can get hated on by peers or other people in your lives who see what you're doing and try to pull you down. But a wise man once said, if you don't have haters, you ain't popping. So just keep doing what you do. And don't be a bystander. Don't be that person that could have been great. Be the person who does the work and makes the greatness undeniable. And this is my fifth and final lesson. Your circle is everything. So take a look around this room. You see the people sitting next to you and behind you. They're either going to push you forward or they're going to hold you back. But in this room, I know these people can push you forward. You know, in high school, I had friends who were always about the drama, like most of us. They were about drama, they were about distractions, and they were making bad decisions. And if I had stayed in that energy, I would still be stuck in a rut, stuck here in Elkhart, waiting for life to happen to me instead of making life happen. You know, I've seen talented people just like you guys make dumb decisions that put them in terrible positions. And at the end of the day, your decisions will speak much louder than the potential that you all have. Like I said, all you guys here have the potential, and you guys have all the talent in the world. So don't let anybody dim your greatness. So my recipe for success, I surround myself with visionaries. And that's why I call my business DG Visionaries. That's the most important right now, is the visionaries. And visionaries are people who push me, who challenge me, and who made me better. And when you find a visionary in your life, even those who may be sitting with you today, learn to learn as much as you can from them. You know, my best friend is a lawyer. My fiance is a successful artist. My mentor is the president of the Elkhart Chamber. You know, I could go on, but the point is, I'm surrounded by the big dogs. So think about your three closest friends. Are they visionaries? So I'm standing here today as proof that when you surround yourself with winners, you will become one. So some of you guys need to hear this. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to step away from the friend group that only gossips, that only parties, unless they party like we do, that only talk about other people instead of talking about building something. Because people who only want to numb their lives instead of improving it aren't going to make your lives any better. So if your friends aren't pushing you to win, then they're pulling you toward losing. And that's period. So here's my final game, and this is the big dog test. So before I get out of here, we got to do one last thing, and that's the big dog test. So if you know that you're going to be successful, whether that's in music or IT or business or medicine or education or sports, whatever it is, stand up right now if you know you're going to be successful. Who knows they're going to be successful? All right, we got a few. More people are standing up. Who knows they're going to be successful? Make some noise for them. Now, if you just stood up because everybody else stood up, you can sit down, because this is the big dog test. So if you stood up because everyone else did, you can sit down. All right, look around. Every single one of you students are standing, and you made a promise to yourself that you're going to go get it, and you guys are visionaries. So here's my promise to you. I am personally DJing your prom 2 months from today, April 19th. And so when I play that first song, I better see every single one of you here standing out on that dance floor, turning up like you just won the lottery. Because you did. You guys are academic honors, and you won the lottery of life. Now go cash it in. Elkhart High School, I appreciate y'all. Congratulations, and make something legendary happen. DJ, go ahead and drop that track. Thank you. Thank you, guys.